we have to talk about Asmongold. We have to talk about Asmongold. As you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and NBs. Okay, yes, we do. We do. This is a good one. I promise. It's a real let them fight situation. That's the reason why it's a fantastic story. I love it. I'm going to explain something to you. Oh my God. Penguinzo came out with an 11-minute video, which has 500,000 views in an hour. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. You will never stop me from covering this story because it's everything. It's everything to me. It's got the wealthiest person, the most powerful person on the planet right now, behaving like a thin-skinned man baby over the dumbest thing possible, and all of the sweatiest gamers that are normally supposed to be Elon Musk fanboys and loyalists losing their minds, finally waking up to the reality that maybe Elon Musk is a fraudulent charlatan. I'm sorry. This story is everything to me. Okay? A real let them fight situation. On the one hand, Asmongold, a person who never leaves his home until it's to get a Whataburger, okay, is also somewhat of an Elon Musk fanboy, if you will, okay, being pressured by other gamers in the community to finally come out and make a understandable, pointed criticism towards Elon Musk for cheating in Path of Exile 2. Very clearly cheating in Path of Exile 2. You got Quinn and Crip, two content creators who are now officially my goats for what they have done. I will openly cast aside all of the resentment and previous things that Quinn has said about me, and I will openly state, Quinn, you're good in my book. You're my goat. The investigative reporting that these people did in terms of identifying and exposing Elon Musk for so clearly boosting an account by hiring potentially a pro somewhere in an Asian server, okay? It was fantastic. The story begins with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the wealthiest person on the planet. He owns numerous companies. Many of them are backed by government subsidies, despite the fact that he routinely will cry about government subsidies, or not government subsidies necessarily, but taxes, because he is a selfish little billionaire. Elon Musk is one of the most thin-skinned, narcissistic people on the planet. He desperately wants the attention and admiration of gamers, okay? Why would you want that? Who knows, okay? I don't understand it, but he wants it desperately. Now, in an effort to garner this kind of attention, he has oftentimes called himself the meme king, with the worst, most deep-fried 9gag memes you've ever seen, the most 56-year-old man memes you've ever seen online. But aside from that, he has also regularly tried to showcase himself as a legendary gamer. Try to showcase himself as a legendary gamer to garner this kind of admiration from the sweatiest gamers. And in that process, he's actually gotten a decent amount of motion. People thought that he was very good at gaming when he played Diablo. Luckily for him, not a lot of people play Diablo, I guess, in comparison to Path of Exile, or in comparison to how much people are invested in Path of Exile. When he played Diablo 4, or in air quotes, played Diablo 4, Elon Musk most likely boosted his account, okay? I enjoyed Diablo 4, by the way. People are saying Diablo 4 bad. I don't care. I enjoyed it, but that's probably further evidence that it wasn't very good. Now, having said that, he presented himself as one of the best Diablo 4 players on the planet, except when he actually streamed it, he wasn't that good. But people didn't really care necessarily. People didn't know enough about it. However, Elon Musk, with his endless hubris, actually did something even worse than that. Elon Musk played Path of Exile 2 when it came out. For those of you who don't know, Path of Exile 2 is also another top-down, like, strategic RPG style game, but also like an MMORPG. RPG is the genre. Okay. It's very sweaty. It's an action RPG that is top-down. It's very, very, very sweaty. It's very difficult. If you look at that skill tree on it, you're like, it immediately makes your heart explode. For me, it gave me an aneurysm. I looked at the skill tree one time and I was like, there's no way I can actually touch this. It's actually crazy. It's not a skill tree. It's a skill forest. It's a skill universe, right? It's a skill galaxy. Anyway, having said that, it's a very sweaty game. It's a very sweaty game. And a lot of people play it. And the game has been out for not that long, right? But in the process, Elon Musk, in his endless hubris, decided to boost his account to such a high rank that it was physically impossible for him to genuinely get to that a degree of success as the number 7th highest ranking player in the world. I suspect, given the numerous tools that Path of Exile actually offers in terms of tracking individual players, this meant that they could figure out exactly when he was logging on, where he was logging on from, the account at least, and what kind of trades this account was making. And Crip and Quinn actually dove deep and figured out, as far as I understand, that this was completely boosted. And I suspect, with the limited amount of information or with the limited amount of knowledge that I have over the situation, I suspect that not only did Elon Musk hire someone to do this, I think he hired multiple people to do this, multiple very highly skilled players, because the level, like to get to number 7 on the planet, you don't just need constant grinders, you need 24/7 grinding. And also on top of that, you need to most likely do real money trades, which is also another big no-no, another instance of cheating, in order to be able to get the best possible items. Because as far as I understand, Path of Exile 2, especially in hardcore, there's a lot of trading happening because there's RNG involved in the game. You can't it's not a guarantee that you're going to have the best possible items drop every single time you do these raids or whatever, right? So he most likely did every wrong thing you can possibly do in this game that a lot of people take super seriously. And in that process, people understandably started making fun of him. And many of these people who previously were predisposed with Elon Musk being a gamer or being a meme lord or being awesome, finally had the wool pulled over from their eyes and recognized that perhaps Elon Musk is not the legend he claims to be. Initially, it started, like I said, with Quinn and Crip's investigative reporting, and shout out to both of them. We watched their analysis on the broadcast. Now, how does Asmongold get into this equation? Asmongold is an Elon defender. Asmongold also is followed by Elon Musk. Elon Musk has apparently talked about watching Asmongold videos and whatnot in the past. So for that reason, a lot of people were kind of confused as to why Asmongold, who spends 8.5 hours anytime there is like a non-fuckable main character in a video game that's not even out yet, people were shocked that no, he wasn't watching Quinn's video. As a matter of fact, Quinn's 11-minute video or his 28-minute video investigating Elon Musk's misdeeds in Path of Exile 2 was perfectly in line with the type of content that Asmongold normally reacts to. So people were wondering why Asmongold was not reacting to Quinn's video. Why, oh why, was he not actually taking out the dagger and stabbing Elon with it, not literally, but figuratively, right? And people started speculating as to why Asmongold wasn't reacting to Quinn's video or talking about the latest and greatest, the largest, most significant news story of all, that Elon Musk was a fraudulent charlatan who was actually lying to boost his gamer credibility. So people started speculating that Asmongold was doing that deliberately, was refusing to shit on Elon Musk because Elon Musk was maybe an Asmongold fan, and Asmongold was an Elon Musk fanboy in return. So then all of that pressure inevitably amounted to Asmongold actually taking a stance. In a famous tweet, he turned around and said, if Elon Musk can prove that he actually played Path of Exile himself, I will start live streaming on X. This caused a lot of chaos and controversy. He also started making, he took out a couple subtle jabs, maybe not so subtle jabs, at Elon Musk. And all hell broke loose. Ladies and gentlemen, all hell broke loose in the aftermath of that, because Elon Musk, being the petty tyrant, the thin-skinned man-child that he is, decided to soft block Asmongold, which is the process where you try to subtly, well, you can't do anything subtly as if you're Elon Musk on the platform. And under normal circumstances, it's something that you do subtly where you just block and then unblock someone so they don't follow you any longer. Elon Musk also took away, as far as I understand, Asmongold's verified account.
I would assume that since I am not following him either right now, I would assume that he soft blocked me, which means that he probably blocked me and then unblocked me, which made it to where I don't follow him, and he also doesn't follow me. Now, I will have to tell you that the last time that happened to me was with an angry ex-girlfriend.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. Now, not only that, but also Elon, in the funniest way possible, took matters further. One thing you missed, Asmon finally relented the pressure and watched the Quinn video 3 days ago. This was the trigger. Yes.
Why?
This is what caused Elon Musk to lose his mind, because he finally watched the video, the Quinn 69 video, and his editor wrote, Elon Musk is not getting away with this. So due to an outsized, a steady amount of pressure, he finally watches Quinn's video and he gives his commentary on it, and Elon Musk loses his mind. Last night, all the puzzle pieces basically fell in order.
I don't even understand.
We set the stage for this delicious, fantastic delicacy of drama. Oh, delectable. Oh, fantastic. Kino cinema. So this is the moment where Elon Musk unfollows Asmongold after Asmongold's videos come out, and Elon Musk sees it and he gets very mad.
Stand it. Elon unfollowed Asmon. Was he not happy about the, probably not happy about the PoE video?
Yeah, not even gaming. Elon Musk is not getting away with this.
There's no way he played that account.
Just running past chaos orbs.
No loot filter.
Please not pressing his mana flask.
He's individually dragging the maps into the inventory.
Level 48.
It's not really about one of these things happening. It's about everything happening. There has to be hundreds of hours to being level 90 fucking 7. If Elon Musk can prove that he played this account to 97, I will stream on X starting the day that he proves it for an entire year straight, every single stream that I do. It was so obvious. You cannot get mad at me for bringing this up. If somebody does something that I like, I'm going to say, I like the fact that you did that. But if they do something that I don't like, I have to say that it's bad. Because if you don't do that, that's not really telling the truth, is it? What is this? He responded about it? I love my Chinese alter ego. Okay, here we go.
So one of the questions was, am I going to comment on the Chinese driver of my Path of Exile account? Yes. His name is Elon Musk, and he's amazing. I rely on him for everything.
God, he's such a lame ass dude. Oh, yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah, he's the one who's running the account. Yeah.
Well, there it is. The mystery has been solved. There we go. The ghost camera.
Ian Miles Chong, damn, you going hard. So many deaths along the way. It's so, like, these guys are such pathetic fucking cringe lords, man. So bad! The dick riders. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. The dick riders know full well that the only thing Elon wants is unlimited rides on the penis, okay? That's it. He will always go back to the offering. He will always turn around and defend and hype up his greatest riders of the penis, the cock carousel dick riders. And of course, Ian Miles Wrong is one of the greatest examples of this. Tim Pool's another one. There's a bunch of these guys out there. Many of them are just like right-wing weirdos, right? Oh, Quinn called Ian Miles Wrong out? Oh, hell yeah.
This guy is like one of those dudes, like in leather, tied up, you know, like he's like a gimp, right? He's like he's a personification of like a gimp on Twitter, and all he does is eat Elon's ass. And Elon replies to him and agrees with him all the time. Yes! And it's like, bro, this is not a human being.
Okay, I need to tell you guys something very funny. I've had real journalists, not tech journalists, like tech journalists are real journalists too, but like straight up political journalists reach out to me because they're like, hey, do you know this Quinn guy? I'm not even kidding. I've had people reach out to me so I can put them in contact with Quinn. Now, if Quinn wants to, he followed me recently and I followed him back just now. I DM'd him. I was like, if you want, I can put you in contact with some of these people if you want to go and talk about this in mainstream news. But it is so funny to me that this investigative reporting from Quinn is causing so many fissures. Ryan Grimm reached out directly to me. It was like, hey, man, so are you friends with this Quinn guy? He's in your space. I would love to have him on the broadcast. Like, can you imagine? It's incredible, dude. Holy moly.
This is not a human being. This is like an ass-eating gimp suit wearing bozo clown. He will literally say anything if whatever he thinks Elon will like is what he will type. That is it. Like, it's not even a person. He is a machine learning algorithm of how to like eat Elon Musk's ass the best. And you agree with this guy and reply, like, really?
He's right. And he should say it. I'm so glad that other people are starting to recognize inevitably in a long enough timeline, there was going to be something that causes people to see the truth. Inevitably, there was going to be something that causes people to recognize that Elon Musk is a charlatan, a con man, thin-skinned, narcissistic man-child. And one by one, the remaining possible Elon Musk fanboys are falling. And I love that it was Path of Exile 2 that caused this collapse to take place. Everyone keeps saying that every time Elon touches a topic they're knowledgeable about was the moment they realize how utterly stupid he is. Yeah. And it causes people to go, wait a minute, if he's lying in this way, because like, look, not everyone is going to be a super genius on every issue. For example, I have my intellectual weaknesses and everybody knows it, right? Like when it comes to foreign policy, I think that's like my bread and butter. When it comes to like domestic issues in terms of labor related domestic issues, in terms of healthcare related domestic issues, in terms of like, you know, rehabilitation, women's rights is probably not my forte, right? I have weaknesses there. I have ball knowledge and I have enough knowledge over certain issues. But it's clear that like it's not my forte. I would say macroecon is another one of those things, right? It's not my forte. It's not like something that I am the most knowledgeable on. I can dish out commentary in real time out of nowhere in a way that where I can pull crazy amounts of detail for many of the things that I talk about, but there are certain areas where like it's not, certain areas where it's like apparent that it's not my strongest area, right? Now, the difference is when it's an area that I'm like unfamiliar with, I try not to present myself as like the foremost authority on the issue, and I will voluntarily reveal that this is not my strong suit. Having said that, right? Having said that, that's still within the realm of like what I do. That's still in the realm of what I do. Elon Musk, on the other hand, is very obviously trying to enter areas that he has either no knowledge on or very little knowledge on, but also simultaneously presenting himself as like someone who is top 7 on the planet, right? Like Path of Exile. Like you have no business trying to present yourself in this way. If you literally tried to present yourself as like in the top 100 of Path of Exile, people wouldn't even pay that much attention. If you presented yourself as like top 1,000 at Path of Exile 2, people probably wouldn't be this invested. But he demonstrates so much hubris as a multi-billionaire where he has to literally be in the top 10, which immediately makes people go, okay, that's impossible. The amount of man hours that you put in, the amount of investment that you put into this game is impossible for you to do, is impossible for you to get to this point. Like, it's just physically impossible. You know what I mean? And that, I think, is the reason why a lot of people will encounter Elon in this area that they're like at least somewhat knowledgeable on and go, oh my God, he is not only like it's not that he's cheating. It's that he's cheating in such a stupid and visible way. And it also demonstrates his insecurity and the fact that he's like basically doubling down and tripling down and attacking people who are correctly calling him out, that causes people to go, oh my God, what else has he done this on? That's it. That's why it's such a wake up moment, like a wake up call for, I guess, the last remaining group of people that are supposed to be Elon Musk fanboys. I think coming after Asmongold like this is unironically one of the worst things he could have done, because that is like a bastion of pro Elon sentiment. Like that's one of the last like massive communities that probably has like any sort of positive opinions on Elon Musk. He already lost the white nationalists and the mega racists with the H-1B stuff, because he was like, I want to replace all of you. In their minds, they think Elon wants to replace all the tech workers with Indian tech workers. So they're already like very upset at him, right? He was already getting cooked on that front. They were like, oh man, we really loved you when you let us be like as racist as we want to be. But now it's like, now it's kind of messed up because we realized that you put profits over, we thought you were a real one. We thought you were a real racist. And it seems like you put profits over racism, and that's kind of messed up. And now he's losing the gamers. He's still got his crypto bros though. Yeah, he'll never lose those guys. But those guys are permanent bag holders. So you know, it's virtually impossible for them to lose the crypto bros because they're used to getting cooked. Like their whole Their whole world is just like constantly believing in false prophets and, losing the bag, getting rug pulled over and over again, and then thinking this time it'll be different when there is no evidence that it will be different. It'll be the exact same. It's been the exact same every single time so far. So those guys are kind of stupid. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, it's like selling timeshare to a Mormon,
Elon Musk knew nothing about the game. It was very clear. And the big thing about it wasn't even that he had someone boosting his account for him. It's that he was just in this complete denial and trying to convince people that he is the best gamer alive. Like, this game's a little too easy. I'm on max difficulty, swagged out mode, and I'm just kind of breezing through it because I'm just that good at games, that kind of thing. It's his reluctance to just be honest about, like, hey guys, I like this game. I don't have time to grind it, so I paid these people to grind it for me so that way I can get to the end game and, play the content I want. It wouldn't have blown up to this degree. I still think that would have been a little silly, and people would have still absolutely made fun of him for it, but to a lesser degree. It just, what's the point? Why are you paying someone to boost your account? If you like the game, why not just play it on your own time, even if it's not that fast, and even if you're not top of the charts? But for Elon, the reason is because he wants everyone to view him as God's gift to humanity. So, like, I'm one of the best gamers. Check the stats. And he didn't achieve it. It wasn't him. And when Quinn made this video, it very much hurt Elon because the game...
It's not even like, why cheat? I understand why he cheated, okay? I get that because it's like marketing for him. He thinks it's like boosting his gamer cred. Why cheat to this degree is the real question. Like, you could have cheated smarter. You didn't have to be number 7 on the planet. I'm telling you right now, if Elon Musk hired someone, a team of like very good Path of Exile players in China to farm his account, to constantly boost his account, to engage in like real currency trading in the game, all of that is, to a certain degree, if done correctly, would not have caused people to get this mad. Because if you were in the top 500, that's still an incredibly impressive feat. But his hubris caused him to go harder and harder and harder and put himself at top 7. Like, that's crazy. I mean, it's just so obvious that it's not. It would have been obvious that it's not you, even if you were in the top 100. But when you're in the top 10, more people end up paying attention to it. The dumbest person you know in high school knows not to cheat to get 100% on an exam. If you're going to cheat, you have to get like a B+ at best. You're not supposed to get 100% on the exam, man. That is going to cause your teacher to go, wait a minute. You're one of the best in the class. Like, come on. It literally shows how stupid he is. That to me is a perfect demonstration. You're not supposed to cheat and get 100%. You're going to get unnecessary attention. It's something that you learn in like 3rd grade, man.
Gamers that he's trying to appeal to were privy to the fact that he's not the gaming god he claims to be. And that damaged him. So I knew he was going to have a comical response, but I didn't expect it would be this absurd. To set the stage for what happens next, Asmon and many others covered Quinn's video, as well as other people's content talking about how it was impossible that Elon was the one that actually played on that account because he is just dog shit and knows nothing about the game. Asmon covered this, he talked about it, reacted to the video, and today, Elon went on Twitter and had this to say. Asmon behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He is not his own man.
Dude, and then he leaked private DMs. You are you're the wealthiest person on the planet, and you're beefing with a guy who had a dead rat as an alarm clock in his house that he rarely leaves, and you're beefing with him and you're leaking his private DMs. What is wrong with you? Asmongold was caught with a live roach literally crawling on him, and you're beefing with him as the wealthiest, most powerful person on the planet. You're about to be in the incoming administration. You have every agency in the federal government that is prosecuting virtually every single company that you own, and now you are going to be in charge of all of those regulatory agencies, and you are spending your time arguing with Asmongold. I cannot explain to you how much I love this story, because of how stupid it is, because how perfectly this demonstrates once again that meritocracy is a lie. Everything Elon Musk does is so narcissistic, so insecure, so ego-driven, and so utterly idiotic that it perfectly exemplifies the lie that is that he worked hard and he worked smart to achieve the level of wealth and power he achieved. This is a 53-year-old man with not one, not two, not four, not 10, 12 children. One of his children he actually has disowned. And this man is spending daytime on beefing with Asmongold. That, to me, is insane. It is a perfect demonstration that, like, CEOs don't do much. That's the broader takeaway that I want all of you to get from this story. If you believe the lie that if someone is super wealthy, they really deserved it, okay? Even though, ironically, you're watching someone like myself who very clearly lucked into all of this success and all of this, financial success specifically, duh. But aside from myself, like, if you look at someone like Elon Musk and you believe the lie that these billionaires have worked hard and worked smart to get to the point that they got to, and they're still working hard and they're still working smart at the same time, while they're specifically doing this petty, nonsensical bullshit, this should be a wake-up call for you. That's it. It's a wake-up call. Well, I mean, in my case, I do actually quite literally put in the hours. It's visible. It's what I do. My job requires me to be on camera, so you see it. But with Elon, because he's behind a veneer of hard work that he can work in the shadows or whatever, people still speculate that he's working really hard behind the scenes. But like, he works extra hard, in my opinion, to basically prove that he's not working hard. Yeah, the wealthiest CEO on earth, ironically enough, this is a good point, Gremlo, the wealthiest CEO on earth would beef with Asmongold because he's got the time, but a top 5 Path of Exile 2 hardcore player wouldn't have the time to beef with Asmongold. That is the reality. If Elon Musk actually was a top 7 Path of Exile 2 player, he literally would not have enough time to send tweets to Asmongold or send any tweets at all, because he'd be grinding at least 18 hours a day, at least. It is a feat that is virtually impossible for one singular person, especially considering RNG and how important trade is in order for you to get the best possible items and in order for you to be at the tippy top. No matter how hard you work in Path of Exile, there's still the element of RNG that you cannot overcome. So clearly, he's not working hard on anything. He's just working hard on this type of shit.
He then leaked his DMs with Asmon, where he said, this is Asmon, I'm going to see if my editors might want to make a second account for it. And then Elon replies, sure. Who are these mysterious editors?
That's crazy to me. He's like tracking Asmongold's editors because he's mad. He's mad at the way his editors, like, most likely, from context, who's like, I think he was upset at the way, or like Asmongold kind of probably said like, oh, my editors title my videos like I didn't do it myself or something, right? And Elon, being the 53-year-old man that he is, thought that his editors, being the 53-year-old man that he is, in this former conversation from November 29, 2024, thinks that his editors are like a news editor. He doesn't understand anything. Think about that. He literally heard Asmongold be like, oh, these are my editors, right? They run the YouTube account. Like, this is, so any content I post is edited or uploaded by them and they just get a cut of the ad revenue. It's a super good system, to be honest. Almost everyone on YouTube does it. Elon Musk thought that meant Asmongold works for his editors and not vice versa, because he is 53 years old and thinks that it works in the same way that it does in newspapers, because he posted this private correspondence with Asmongold with the tweet that accompanied it stating, oh, Asmongold is owned by these people.
He actually sounds like that news anchor. Who is this 4chan? Like, how can someone be this fucking out of touch and stupid? I will never cease to be shocked by the absolute idiot potion this guy seems to be boofing on.
Do you understand how stupid this is?
Daily. Like, how? What do you mean, who are these mysterious editors? Do you not know what editors are? Holy shit.
No, Charlie. He's 53 years old, so he thinks editors have editorial control over content creators because he doesn't understand that they are video editors. He thinks that they are editors in the same vein as editors at the New York Times, because in traditional press, in mainstream media, Editors have editorial control over what journalists are writing. They're kind of like a boss, a manager. That's what he thinks is going on here.
That's incorrect. Asmongold's editors are actually his employees. They edit, upload his content for a revenue share. They don't control what he does. And then Elon Musk proceeds to take away Asmongold's check mark on Twitter. You remember that thing Elon was like really adamant about, you know, how check marks were kind of like weaponized? Hey, Elon, you're doing that. So the free speech guy, you're taking away his check mark because he hurt your feelings, fundamentally shadow banning him, because without a check mark, his replies and his engagement go way down and you won't really see it anymore. You're shadow banning someone who hurt your feelings.
Mr. Free Speech, by the way, Mr. Free Speech, once again, Mr. Free Speech.
He is actively doing all of the things he says he is super against, and all of the people say that he hates and will never do. He does it.
I'm going to say it. Critical support to Asmongold in this trying time, okay?
I don't see how a single Elon Musk nipple-suckling leech could see this and conjure up some kind of excuse for it. There's no mental gymnastics that could possibly exist to justify this behavior. It's the epitome of everything people hate. It's cringe.
A lot of critical support here. Critical support for Quinn and critical support for Asmongold. I mean, you know.
It's sensitive.
In these trying times.
It's an abuse of power. His feelings got hurt, so he used his power as the fucking chief general of Twitter to take away his checkmark because he hurt his feelings. And then he goes on to leak DMs. How could you possibly look at that and be like, no, that makes sense. Elon was in the right here.
What? He has been sucking up trying to get back in Elon's good graces all day. Wait, really? Elon is such a petty bitch that I feel like he might not.
Like, let's say you just love Elon. You know what? I'm not your dad. You can like whoever you want, like whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. But why do you have to like something and then love everything they ever do? Why can't you be more receptive to like, you know, I really like Elon, but this was a bad look. I didn't.
Earlier, Asman was saying Elon was probably right and he probably deserved it and Elon did an oopsie, but it's fine. No.
Didn't like what he did here. I think this was pretty embarrassing. That's called being normal. For some reason, people just can't be normal anymore. If you like something, you have to be obsessed with it. You have to fucking love it. You have to be like snorting that drug constantly and shut out and hate everyone who pokes holes in it. It's so weird. I don't know why people want to live their life this way. They just want like the black and white. Elon good. Anyone who said Elon not good, they're bad. Elon good. I don't.
Asmongold said it wasn't a big deal. Elon leaked his DMs. That's insane. That is insane. You're talking about the guy who runs this platform, man. He's basically like, he's basically pointing unnecessary attention towards your editors, dude. What the hell? That is how do you ride that dick after the dick has been spoiled, you know?
I don't know why people want that. No one likes to think anymore, and with the way the internet's gone, you don't have to think anymore. You can just wait for tweets to tell you what to think, or even ChatGPT to tell you what to think. I guess it's just easier to live your life on like drooling autopilot mode. But I would argue that you are doing yourself a huge disservice in life if you just live this way, where even if you really like Elon, whatever, why not just be receptive to the idea that he's not infallible? Maybe he does make mistakes. Maybe he is cringe sometimes. And you can acknowledge that, recognize that, and then at the end of the day, still like him if you want. It just doesn't compute with me. And of course, it's not exclusive to Elon. It's a very normal thing now all of a sudden where if you like something or like someone, anything that is brought up that's negative about it is like the end of the world to you. And then you spend hours a day arguing with bots on Twitter about it and defending the thing you like. I just don't get it. Elon Musk, I think, is just the best example of this phenomenon because his fan base does PR for him as if it's their actual job. Like,
yeah, it's like the worst of the worst in terms of like parasocial behavior because Elon Musk has the money to actually hire people. Like if there's one guy that could just like simply hire people to do PR for him, it's Elon. And he does PR, right? He has a PR team. So what's crazy to me is that like people in that situation still ride him into oblivion. They ride him into oblivion like a bunch of medieval peasants that think that this is their only opportunity at a shot at being a part of the aristocracy. Like they straight up, I totally understand how these like, my lord deserves the extra grain type peasants existed back in the day during times of monarchy, where the lordship and the God ordained divine king was able to command such a large swath of the population because they thought that they could have a crumb. They thought that they could have a crumb of the gold that the king has in his dungeons. Okay, that's straight up what it is. Please take my wife on prima nocta, my lord. I would be honored if you took my teenage wife's virginity, my lord. That's what they're doing. That's how they're operating. Like, for a shot, for a crumb of like Elon Musk's attention, they just literally do free PR for him. It makes no sense. At least back then, the leaders appealed to divinity. Today, there's no logic other than money equals power equals intelligence. Yes. The thing that held that kind of structure under theocratic monarchies was obviously the fact that, you know, God made the king, right? And that's why he deserved it. Now it is a failed notion of meritocracy under capitalism. It's not God that put Elon in that position. It's actually this lie that society constantly reinforces, that Elon actually worked harder and worked smarter than everybody else to get to that position. That's it. This is what I mean, I've said this many, many times over. We worship the throne of the almighty dollar, okay, instead of previously assuming that someone in a position of power was God ordained. And for some people, it is actually still godliness. America is predisposed with this notion that, like, with the notion of prosperity gospel, right? That, like, if you are poor, it's because of your own moral failures. If you're rich, it's because God has actually shined his graceful light upon you because you deserve to be rich. So there is that same mechanism of reinforcement even with American understandings of Christianity as well. And there is that too. Have you mentioned that Elon is doubling down on being a God gamer? Yes, I'm going to get to it in a second. Hold on. We got more. So one of these, like, Elon Musk dick riders, basically American YouTuber, Twitch partner, gamer living in Seoul, comes out in defense of Elon Musk, making a full YouTube video. Elon Musk, of course, immediately responds to it because, again, he has so much time on his hands. Like, how did he find this guy? Like, how did he see this video? Like, it's got 1.3 thousand likes. I wonder how many it did before Elon even replied to it. But Elon replies and says, Asmon behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He's not his own man. And that's crazy because this reinforces the idea that we were talking about previously, his stupid understanding of what editors are, because he thinks that Asmongold's editors are his bosses. He thinks Asmongold's editors are editors in the same vein as like a New York Times editor, like a managerial staff position. And then he gets context noted. Asmongold does not have bosses. He employs content editors to package and redistribute content from his live to streams and on other platforms. Then he doubles down, or triples down, quadruples down. Here's me doing a world record Diablo AOZ clear with Ace of Spades headquarters on stream. I'm a regular Quinn69 viewer. He's gone from being the biggest Elon meat writer to thinking Elon's a total clown as a result of this. Oh, amazing. I love that. I love that more people are recognizing how he is. All right. And then Ian Miles, dick writer wrong, responds, you shouldn't have to justify yourself to these people, but it's nice that you've got receipts to prove your gaming credentials. Elon responds to his biggest meat rider and it says, I'm on hundreds of streams on YouTube and Twitch playing live with the world's best players. No other way to say this, but while Asmon is good at caustic commentary, making fun of people, he is not good at video games. Once again, by the way, repeating that Elon Musk is an Asmongold fan for the record. Connor, of course, took advantage of the situation and said, can vouch for this. As one of the world's best gamers, it was electric having you on Fortnite Friday. Keep proving the doubters wrong. Back to Grok, Lamau, loving it on here. To which Asmongold also replied to not the Maverick tweet, but the other one. Oh, this is where it all began, obviously. Like, he posted this as proof. It's just like, I think people who are Elon reply guys who just like try to defend him everywhere online are some of the lowest of the low. Like, I can't imagine being in a lower position than that. Like, you have no self-respect, no self-worth whatsoever. Like, you are just the bottom of the barrel in society, honestly. It's disgusting to me. I don't know. Maybe it's too much for me, but I genuinely find that to be so gross. I also don't understand it because it's like, I still, to this day, don't understand why Elon is so desperate for taking matters into his own hands in terms of like doing his own PR. I mean, I get it because he is truly stupid. He's not like the brilliant savant that he portrays himself to be. But it's just so stupid that he just won't delegate this one thing. Just hire a PR team and never be online. It's so dumb. The more you appear online, the more accessible you are, the more people are going to recognize that you're a pathetic little ego-driven narcissistic man-child. I don't get it. If I had his level of wealth, okay, I would have dropped this socialism shit a long ass time ago. Let's be real, right? I can't even get to that level of wealth and prosperity without obviously exploiting millions of people. But I would just never be online. Like I would never actually entertain access. There are a ton of other billionaires who don't do that on purpose. They don't do that because they understand that if you interact with the average person, they're inevitably going to realize that like there's no difference between you and them. And as a matter of fact, you might be dumber than the average person as a matter of fact. So like they're going to start entertaining the notion. They're going to start destroying the notion, dissolving the notion of meritocracy in real time. But because he's so narcissistic and demonstrates so much hubris that he thinks he can still overcome this. If I was a part of the billionaire consortium, if I was a part of like this like shadowy league of billionaires, I would try to do everything in my physical power to stop Elon from posting. He is messing up the bag for the rest of the billionaires. It's amazing how embarrassing it is, how much power, how much awesome power this man has over the lives of Americans and maybe even the rest of the planet. And he's over here duking it out with Asmongold, man. And over what? Because Asmongold dared entertain the notion that he was phony in video games. Asmongold, every other day of the week, has slopped up Elon Musk every other day of the week. It's shocking that despite his endless admiration about Elon, the one time where he's like, yeah, man, it seems like you're fake about Path of Exile, something that virtually everyone else has recognized, you know, he just goes, no, that's a bridge too far.